No matter what you do, it's never enough. You work harder, you do more, you try better, yet there's just that voice in your head that keeps saying, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not worthy enough, try harder. You beat yourself up, you compare yourself to other people, you feel like you're constantly falling short and you're exhausted. Here's what you need to know: I'm not enough isn't the truth. It's a pattern, and that pattern is running from a vow that you made as a kid. I'm Jack Walker of Your Return Path, and today I'm going to show you exactly how the I'm not enough pattern works and how to break it. So, what the I'm not enough pattern looks like. You constantly compare yourself to other people. You'll find yourself scrolling through Facebook or Insta, TikTok, and wish that you could do it like they do it. And that somehow someone else is prettier, someone else is smarter, someone else is more successful, more together, and you feel less than. It makes you feel like crap. Another way that this pattern shows up, you work yourself to exhaustion. Because the harder you work, the more enough you are, right? Yeah, it never works that way. No matter how much you accomplish, it's never enough. You'll find yourself accomplishing something and you'll just be looking beyond it, even though you just accomplished it, to the next thing you can accomplish. Another place that it shows up, you apologize for everything. You apologize. Sorry for taking up space. Sorry for bothering you. Sorry for existing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God, that was me. I sure did that. Another place, this one might surprise you, maybe not. You can't take a compliment. Someone says, wow, you did such a good job on that. It was nothing, anyone could do it. Does that sound familiar? It would mean admitting that you're actually good at something, and that doesn't match the story. Another thing is you beat yourself up constantly. You make one mistake and you spiral. I'm so stupid. I can't believe I did that. It's all my fault. I should have known better. The self-criticism is relentless. Another one is you over-explain and over-perform. You need people to see that you're trying, you're working hard, you're doing your best, because maybe if they see just how hard you're trying, they won't notice that you're not actually good enough to yourself. Sound familiar? Let's talk about where the I'm not enough pattern comes from. You need to understand it doesn't come from nowhere. You weren't born believing that you weren't enough. You learned it. And here's how it usually happens: conditional love. You learned you were only loved and accepted and valued when you performed a certain way, when you got the good grades, when you're being a good girl or a good boy, when you're being well behaved, when you made your parents proud. But when you fell short, love got withdrawn. Approval disappeared and you felt invisible. So you made the decision, I have to be perfect, achieve, perform in order to be worthy of love. Another way that it happens is through comparison and criticism. Maybe your older sibling was perfect, the golden child, the one that did it all right. And you were constantly being compared. Why can't you be more like your brother? Why can't you be more like your sister? Your sister wouldn't have done that. You learned, I'm not as good as them, I'm less than them. Another one is never, ever being seen for who you actually are. Your parents loved a version of you that didn't cause problems, the version that made them look good, the version that fit their expectations. But the real you, the messy, imperfect, struggling you, the version wasn't welcome. So you learned, who I am actually isn't enough. I have to be someone else to be acceptable. Being told this, being told you weren't enough directly or indirectly, is another way that this vow began. Maybe it was said out loud, you're not good enough. You'll never amount to anything. What's wrong with you? Or maybe it was implied through disappointment. through withdrawing of attention, through sighs, through being ignored when you needed validation. Either way, you internalized it. I am not enough. So now let's talk about the vow that lives underneath that pattern, because under every pattern is a vow. The vow is a decision you made as a kid, and it is still running your life. It could look something like this. I have to prove I'm enough in order to be loved, accepted, valued. Or I have to be perfect, achieve, or perform in order to be worthy. Or who I actually am isn't enough. I have to be somebody else in order to be acceptable. The vow became architecture in your nervous system, and now as an adult, you're still trying to prove your worth. You're still performing for approval. You're still beating yourself up for when you fall short, not because you're broken, because the vow is still running. That's what happens. This is how it plays out today as an adult. At work, you overwork. You do it all right. You take on everything that other people don't want to do. You say yes to everything, because saying no might mean that you're not actually valuable. You're trying to prove your worth, and you're working yourself to the bone. You need external validation to believe in yourself, the promotions, the raises, the recognition, to prove to yourself that you're good enough. And even when you get it, the very sad part about all of this is that you will still not feel like you're enough, right? Do you hear me? Is it landing for you? In relationships, you bend over backwards to make sure you're everything that other person needs. You abandon yourself to keep them happy. Because if they see the real you, the messy, undone, imperfect, struggling you, they might leave. So you perform. You people please. You make yourself smaller. And how it looks in your own head, oh Lord, the self-criticism is constant. You replay mistakes, you beat yourself up, you compare yourself to everyone and always lose. You can't celebrate wins because there's always something you could have done better. And the cost, total exhaustion, burnout, resentment, feeling like you're never good enough no matter what you do, living for external validation that never actually fills the hole. Why is this pattern so hard to break? Here's why. It's so stubborn. It feels like the truth. That's why it's so hard. It feels like the truth. You've been running it for decades. Your body's been being the I'm not enough pattern. You don't think I'm not enough is a pattern. You think it's a fact. You think it's the truth. You think you actually aren't good enough. And that if you'll just work harder, do a better job, become better, look better, sound better, then you'll finally be enough. Oh my God. Here's what's missing, and the biggest part. You're trying to earn something that's already there. You've always been enough. You're trying to prove your worth. You've always been worthy. It isn't something you have to earn. You were born with it. You were born as an individualized expression of source energy. You are unique. You are your own tone and note. Your soul's true expression is everything. It holds pure value, uniquely designed as you. So when you're trying to prove your worth, you've got to know for just this moment as we're talking, you were born with it. You've already had it. The vow just convinced you that you don't. And until you break that vow, until you reality check it and see it for what it is, you'll keep running on the hamster wheel forever. So how do we break it? You have to break the vow at the identity level. Here's how it works. Step 1, you have to name the vow clearly. You have to know the decision that you made. Some of the decisions could sound like this. I have to prove I'm enough in order to be loved. I have to be perfect to be worthy. Who I am isn't acceptable. I have to be someone else. Say it out loud. Let yourself hear it. Who did you have to be in order to be loved? That's the question. When you name it, you start to see it's a decision you made, not the truth. Track it to the origin is step 2. When did you first learn you weren't enough? What happened that made you believe you have to prove your worth? Close your eyes. Let the memory surface. What memory comes up? Don't force it. Just notice what comes out to the front. When did you learn that you had to prove yourself to be enough? That's when. Step 3, reality check the vow. Is this actually the truth, or was it something you decided based on kid logic when you were going through that experience that came to mind? Did proving yourself actually ever make you feel enough? Did performing for approval actually give you lasting worth? Did being perfect actually make you feel loved? The answer is no. It kept you exhausted, anxious, and still feeling like you weren't enough. The vow promised if you earn it, you'll finally be enough. The vow delivered a lifetime of trying and never arriving. So step 4 is when you witness your younger self. This is one of the most sacred parts of the pattern breakthrough method. And it's when you actually go back to the kid who learned they weren't enough and see them. It's amazing. Feel what they felt. And then give them what they actually need to be reminded you are enough. You've always been enough. You don't have to earn love. You don't have to prove your worth. You're worthy because you exist. Now let that land. Let your body feel it. And then there's step 5, the updated truth, the old vow. I have to prove that I'm enough. The new truth, I'm already enough. My worth isn't earned, it just is. That's the shift. That's the identity upgrade. When the vow breaks, you stop running the pattern. And what becomes possible when you break the pattern? That's the question that you ask yourself. What becomes possible now that I actually believe I'm enough? You stop needing external validation to feel worthy. You can celebrate your wins without immediately looking for what's wrong. You don't have to perform or prove yourself to be acceptable. You can rest without feeling guilty. You can say no without worrying that you're going to lose love or value. You can be imperfect and still know you're enough. You stop comparing yourself to others because your worth isn't relative. You can just exist, and that's enough. And that's exactly what's on the other side of this pattern. So here's the question. Are you still running the I'm not enough pattern? Are you still trying to prove your worth, performing for approval, beating yourself up when you fall short? You don't have to earn what you already have. If you're ready to break this pattern with a guide, someone guiding you through the entire 12 full steps of the breakthrough, and you're ready to stop proving and start knowing you're enough, come on in. Do a free pattern breakthrough session. Click the link right below. Let's do this. Your life is waiting on the other side.